Good evening, everyone. How you doing? Welcome to TSW3. Finally, on PS5. It's what we've been waiting for. It's what I've been waiting for. So we'll get underway quite soon. I just want to share the link to the stream, just so that we can get as many people in as we can. So give me 1 second. How is everyone doing? Let me know if you can hear me okay. Because I have done some messing around with the settings. I've only imported the profile today, so the game sound is hopefully set to what it was before, but just ping me in the chat if you can hear me okay. You guys hear me okay? Oh, you can hear me, JK. Excellent. I was getting worried then. I thought everybody was there, but nobody could hear me. Okay, let's get underway in that case then. There's no need to delay any further. Thanks everybody for coming in. Excuse me, it's release day. You saw me do some videos on the PC version recently. This is the one I was waiting for though, the PS5 version. This is what we normally play on the channel, and do you know what? I'm looking forward to it. This is a first look on the PS5 for me, pretty much. I've had a quick look round. I've imported the profile, which is really nice, isn't it, to be able to get the profile over from TSW2, so all that progress isn't wasted. So there's my level 250, my lowly level 250 up there at the top right hand corner. Let's just, before we start, let's have a look who's in. We know about JK. Good evening. Trainspotter7, how you doing? You can hear me good. Farah's in. Puzzle Peanut. And Trainsim World, Dovetailer here. Nice to see everybody. Hi Jamie, how are you doing? Okay, let's get underway. So I'm going to start with Germany. I'm going to run Germany tonight. Tomorrow I think we'll do Southeastern High Speed, and then I think Thursday we'll do Cajon Pass. So we'll do 3 of these, I think, just to give them all justice rather than flick around. So I've got the standard routes in, and I've also actually added a couple of the TSW2 routes in as well that I'm interested in playing straight away. So those are in there. You can see Tharanta Ramp is in, West Cornwall. Spirit of Steam, of course, came with a deluxe version, but we're going to go into Kassel, Wurzburg, and we'll just jump into the timetable. You can see I've got the Railpool liveried 185 there as well, which comes over from Tharanda Ramp, just in case you were wondering. This red 185 is the one that comes with Kassel Wurzburg. Let's go in the Ice 1. And I think what we'll do is we'll run the ICE 882 Munich to Kiel. So this one goes from Wurzburg to Kassel, goes in that direction. Let's do the weather. Or some light clouds, I think, just for this one. And let's jump in. Yeah, Train Spotter. Yeah, I hope everybody's enjoying it. I know some of you guys have had access since Friday, so you've played it a lot more than I have. The quick half hour I looked at this earlier, I was very, very impressed, actually. It looks very, very good. It's a big improvement on the previous game, I have to say. Okay, drive this train from Wurzburg to Kassel, so let's do that. And this is the ICE1, which I'll be really looking forward to. Unlock the doors. Let's just put the reverser in first. The doors there. Okay. Let's put all the safety systems on, because that would be cheating, wouldn't it, if we didn't. CFA, PZB is on. Let's have a bit of LZB. Then AFB. Okay, let's have a look at the lights to see where we are. That's the sand headlights. We want those on bright. Instrument lights on. I think that is good now. Let's have the brake key unlocked so we can use the brakes. Farah says the dreaded PZB. Hope you learned something tonight. Well, I mean, over the coming weeks and months, let's go through PZB. Probably not in any detail tonight, but we certainly can do. Excuse me, because as I said before, if you don't know PZB, it is worth learning because it gives you an extra layer on top of what you're doing. Why is LZB not on? Let me just double check that. PZB's on. I thought this whole route was under LZB. Is that not the case? Well, we'll see. Wait until 10:28. Okay. Let's just put that in neutral. I don't like the fact that the LZB's not on. Alright, that's definitely on now. Yeah, still not on. Let's see. Let's see how we go. We've got the doors locked. Brakes off. And of course we're under AFB, so let me put that up. Well, that's interesting. The AFB is a little bit more granular than it normally is. So normally, I think it's in steps of 5, isn't it? LZB's not at Wurzburg, is it? Ah, okay then. All right. I thought the whole route was under LZB. That explains it then. So it will pop on further down the line then. Just confused me a little bit. Oh, it just looks so good. I've moved my PS5 upstairs into my office as well, where I've got a 4K monitor, and I've got it plugged into there. Usually I've got it in the TV downstairs. So it's always in 4K, but looking at it more closely on this 27-inch monitor, it's very, very sharp. It's very nice. I like it. And those clouds are brilliant. Right, I've released the PZB so I can go up to the limit, which at the moment is 60. Right, let's increase again. Ah, there is the LZB. Okay, so we're in business. So there isn't much of the route that isn't LZB. So now we're under LZB, let's whack that up to the top. Let's whack that up to the top because the onboard computer is now in charge. I just look up there in the top corner, 85 kilometers, and I think, yes, a really nice run. And I love these long runs. I don't know how long this particular route has taken to build, but it's massive, isn't it? It must have taken quite a while. I've not even been into Southeastern High Speed yet on here, or to Cajon Pass. So there's quite a bit to discover this week, I think. How's everybody enjoying it though? Hopefully you've had time to get into it. Thanks for coming into the stream though. Appreciate it. There's a lot of streams going on right now, so you're probably spoilt for choice. And I think there are actually some more ambassador streams tonight later on. I know there was a schedule put out by DTG, so hopefully you've all checked that out as well. This one isn't on the schedule because I didn't know when I would be up and running, so this one's very ad hoc. But for those of you that have not got it on the console, I just wanted to show it you on the console. Evening, Dave. How are you? I did turn on the dynamic weather. Yeah, I think we started with light clouds, train spotter. So we may get some change. After this, I plan to do a scenario that Farah's been struggling with. So I think we'll run that. I think that one is in the heavy rain, so we will see some weather in the next scenario. Can you see all those DLCs, Dave? Because I think the 64 gig limit is still an issue just for now, and I don't know whether or not today's list would push us over that. You can see them all. Okay, that's good then. So I might download all of them then. So let me just bring up the list actually of on PlayStation what came out today. So there's Bakerloo Line, Sandpatch, Colnarken, Pen Corridor, Island Line, Thorandaram, Oakville, Rhine-Rear Austin, West Cornwall, Lucerne, Long Island Railroad. Those came out today on PlayStation. Next week's a big week actually, and I can see the BR187 is on next week's, and I was going to run the 187 tonight because that's been fixed, hasn't it? There's had a lot of fixes for the 187. So, but it's not out till next week, so we'll definitely take a look at that next week because that is a very nice loco. I don't know if you guys have got that. I know there's been some issues with it, but actually it's pretty nice. Mr. Water, how are you? The blooming ads. It's a good job I don't stream all the time, isn't it, Mr. Water? Despite the fact I would be a millionaire then, but all the routes are visible. Oh, that's good. That's really good then. I wasn't sure if today's routes would push us over the limit, but it's good news if they don't. I will download the rest afterwards. You can do a test run and go 336 kilometers, can you, on this route? Wow. So you've been putting your foot down. Spirit of Steam and Peninsula looks like you've got to start again from the beginning. I briefly looked at Spirit of Steam. I didn't go into Spirit of Steam, but I did look at Spirit of Steam. I could see that all the collectibles were there. I'd done all the collectibles, and I think all the services that I'd previously done were showing as complete. So I'm not sure why that is then, Dave. Seems a bit odd. That should have come over with your profile, I think. Yeah, these tunnels are quite nice. Train spotter. It's a small detail, isn't it? But what a difference it makes. I'll do some more digging around, Dave, tomorrow and have a look at my Spirit of Steam properly and just see what it says. I saw a few of the trophies have popped automatically, a lot of the distance trophies. I think I've got 12 in total across the different DLCs. Okay, so we're going downhill, so we're finally getting up to speed with this. It's a real beast, isn't it? I'd not seen this ice one before, and I know before this was announced on the forums, it was a much requested loco, and I don't, not being from Germany, I don't know a lot about them, but I could tell it was popular, and then when it was announced, everybody lost it, didn't they? I can see why. Because it's very nice. You've not tried this route yet, Mr. Water? Yeah, there's no rush, is there? Like I was just saying earlier, I've been on this, I haven't played anything yet on the others. I wanted to have a good look at this one first and sort of do it in sections. So LZB's braking us now down to 250. Which it is doing very, very well. So, have any of you been playing the TSW2 routes in TSW3? And how do they look? Do they perform any better in this game? I don't think they've got the dynamic weather, have they? But they've got, I think they've got the clouds, the new sky, as I recall. He got derailed already, Dave. I can imagine you sat there swearing. You and Farah. I think Farah's been doing a lot of swearing because of PZB. At least you're trying it though, Farah. That's the main thing. Give it a try. Anybody will tell you that when you're learning PZB, you will get a lot of emergency brakes, but the thing is, every time you get one, you'll learn why you did it. And the rain has started, which is quite nice. Now I need to find the wipers. Where's the wipers? They're going to be down there, aren't they? Now it's gone dark. Just got a trophy for level 2. I'll find the wipers in a second. Way down there. That's the left wiper. I want the right wiper. Where's the right wiper then? Gotta keep my eye on what's going on. Don't think there's a shortcut on controller, is there, for the wipers? Once I get out of this tunnel, I'll take another look. Hey Kraza, how you doing? Which edition of the game have I got? This is the deluxe edition. And I should also say, I should have said earlier, but I should say thanks to Dovetail for providing this copy for me as part of the Ambassador program. I appreciate it. Somebody might have to help me out though with the wipers. Why have we got left and not right? Oh, do we need to... we don't have to switch that over, do we? Nope. Use the window. Is that it? Nope. The handle is the wiper. That's what I thought, but I can't... yeah, that... not that one, that's the brake. I should really put the cab light on next time, shouldn't I? Then I can see what's going on. Hey Mel, how are you? Right, let's get the cab light on. So under there I've got the wiper select, I've got left, I've only got left, so where's the right? That's the wiper mode, timetable dimmer. Oh, there it is. Oh, you were right, yeah. I spent that much time looking down, I didn't actually look up to see if it was working. Well, I mean, that down there says left wiper, right? So I thought, oh, there's going to be a right wiper, but no, it's just... anyway, I've learnt. PZB's nothing, Farah. Learning where the wipers are is the main challenge. The new lighting is great, but it makes the old lighting look really well old. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It does. It does. I love the fact though that it does this. We started off with a few clouds, and in fact the weather looked so good that Train Spotter, you asked me did I put dynamic weather on, and then, you know, a few kilometres down the line, here we are in pretty bad rain really. Mr. Water, you got the deluxe edition because you didn't have Spirit of Steam. It was a good deal, wasn't it? It was a good deal if you didn't already have Spirit of Steam. It was nice that it was bundled in with it. Spirit of Steam, before TSW3, Spirit of Steam had become my favourite route. So far, and I've only been into this one, as you know, in TSW3. This one's my favourite route. This one's taken over so far, but I'll reserve full judgment until I get into the other two routes and have a look at those. Krazzy, you love Southeastern and Spirit of Steam. The Southeastern looks really, really good now with these extensions. I'm interested to know what effect the new lighting has had on Spirit of Steam. I'll take a look at it probably tomorrow, because the way it was in TSW2, I think I probably mentioned this when we streamed it. The lighting for that route did remind me of the industrial north of England. It was occasionally a bit cloudy, a bit foggy, I don't know with the new lighting whether that will have all been brightened up now, so I'm interested to see if it's if there's a massive difference. It's likely to go from me really quite liking it to actually quite liking it even better if the lighting on this route is anything to go by. Because I think we all saw the lighting on the official streams and were quite impressed with it, but actually you don't really appreciate it until you play it yourself, I don't think, and then you can see the improvement that's been made. It's good, Farah, Spirit of Steam, yeah, it is. It's a different experience, isn't it, I think? Mr. Watt says, nice seeing the headlights working in the tunnels. Yeah, it's much brighter, isn't it? And also these reflective signs are quite nice. That's pretty good, Dave. Yeah, you don't quite know what you're going to get weather-wise, do you now? Right, we've got 24 kilometres to go into Fulda. Did I miss that Sifa then? I must have missed the Sifa by a split second. LZB makes adjustments just in case you think LZB is not working correctly. I had a drink in my hand then. Couldn't get to the button. So some of you guys were asking me about the emergency stop and how to recover from the emergency stop. So let's try it. I think we go to throttle off then we press this button, HLL fill, which does the brakes. And then if we put the throttle back up, there you go. That's as easy as that. That's how to get out of the emergency stop. Except, am I wheel spinning or something? Oh, there we go. Now we're moving. The brakes must have been coming off still. SNCF, how you doing? Oh, SNCF's been in his German lessons today. Right, so this time I will try and take a drink before Sifa comes back on. Didn't give me much time though, did it? I thought I'd caught that Sifa. Top Gaming, how you doing? Nice to see you. You're welcome. Thanks everybody for choosing to come in. As I say, I think today you're a bit spoiled for choice with all the different streams that are going on. So it's nice to see everybody. That's good, Top Gaming. Are you Top Gaming or TOC Gaming? I don't want to pronounce it wrong. Farah says, we're loyal, dude. Yep, you sure are. I've definitely got a core out there. Core sub list. Hey Patrick, how are you? This is PS5. As of today, we're back on the PS5, so back to the familiar ground. TOC, got you. TOC. TOC it is. I'm good, Patrick, thank you. Right, I'll put a bit more throttle in, then we can get up to speed. After that unplanned emergency. So I don't know if anybody knows the correct term for this, but I'm assuming that is the emergency brake release button. But I don't think we've got that on any other of the German trains, have we? Right, 16 kilometres into Fulda. Thanks for all the likes, by the way. I can see the likes there going up. Appreciate that. I've noticed my cloud bot is not working either for some reason. It's a bit hit and miss. HLL is emergency button. It resets the power handle. Right, got you. I just wondered what the exact terminology for it is as well, Dave, because I like to learn about these things as well. So I need to need to look that up. Is there a manual for this? I know a lot of the training is in the game, but I'm not sure going forward whether we've got manuals or not. The manuals are always nice to just refer to occasionally. For things like that, you know, sort of explaining what the different controls were and what the function was. Okay, so LZB is going to take us down to 200, ready for this 3 kilometers. The other thing as well I wanted to say about TSW3, just from being on it this afternoon, is I love the UI so much better than TSW2. The TSW2 one, for me, the performance wasn't very good. We used to move between routes, didn't we? And on PS5, and it would buzz between. It was as if it using high memory or something like that. And this one is pretty seamless. It's very nice. And I like the idea you can get all your locos on a screen as well. And you can just pick a loco from that screen and just get straight into a service without having to pick the route first. That's quite a nice little feature. And the weather is brightening up though. So all those little usability features make such a big difference, certainly to me. Yeah, Mr. Water, yeah, you like the UI as well. Even down to things like the colour scheme, you know, the use of white and the other colours. It seems much more appealing to the eye. You know, it's much fresher, I think, isn't it? So we got 4 kilometres into Fulda and we're starting to slow right down. Now we've got a 140 coming up. Doing pretty good for time. Due in 5 minutes. You don't need the HUD on, why not turn it off? I don't know, I just like to see it. I just prefer it. Coming down to 100. There's another ice one going the other way. Speed coming down now for the red. This can be a bit strange to get used to, can't it, at first, under LZB, where it's going to stop you at the red. Especially on a route as long as this, where you've just travelled this far, and you think, it's going to spad, it's going to spad. But actually, it's quite clever how it does it. You probably saw it happen in one of the other videos I put over the weekend. You can actually, if you do get nervous, you can use the brakes manually, of course. That's always available. SNCF says brake, he's getting nervous. There we go, it's nicely dropping down. I'm going to make a little video as well, Dave, showing the emergency brake. Wait, what happened then? Why is it moving? That was weird. Let's turn the throttle off. I saw someone shoot up in the sky then, I'm sure. Let's turn that off. Yeah, sorry, I was saying I'm going to make a small video on things like that, resetting the emergency brake. I think it's come up quite a lot since Friday. I saw it, Dave, yeah, I did see it. So we're loading passengers, then we're off to Kassel. So I think because I left the throttle on and the signal went from red to green, LZB tried to set me off again. That was the mistake I made, so it started rolling. You saw it as well, did you, Mr. Water? Yeah, I thought somebody went up there. They've not come back down yet, though. I don't know what's happened to them. See the rain bouncing off the platform. Oh, he's just put his brolly up. That's another nice touch as well. As soon as he came from under that canopy, he put his brolly up. So we've got a couple of minutes to wait as well. Let's see if the brolly goes up. He's got his hat on. I wonder if he's wearing a hat, his brolly doesn't go up. Oh no, there he goes. It's a small thing, isn't it? But it just makes it seem a little bit more realistic. This guy's a train spotter. He wants a good look at the engine. Right, how are we doing? We've got a minute left. Oh wow, I've only just noticed this big bank of switches. I don't think anything's clickable there, is it? But oh, you can, right, okay, so you can turn CFA on over there as well. And I'm assuming PZB and the other stuff is all over there, perhaps. Let's get the doors locked. Set the train brake handle to running. Okay, of course, yep. See, those tips are very good as well. Now we should just be able to accelerate, and the AFB is still on, so we're in business. Still under LZB. Next stop, Kassel. I do like the high speed. I was playing LGV last night on TSW2. I'd reinstalled it. It wasn't one of the routes that I still had in TSW2 because of the 64 gig limit, but I swapped some stuff around last night and I was playing on that, and I quite like that route as well for the high speed. It's very similar to this, isn't it? But it's a very good route. Right, let's put the throttle all the way up. Actually, let's not, because the wheels are spinning slightly. So we'll finish this one, and then we'll have a look at this scenario that Farah was having trouble with. See if we can finish that. See if we can give any tips. I did notice, Farah, it's I was looking at the difficulty. I thought you were trying to stitch me up by giving me a 5-star scenario. I thought that's why you're having trouble. It's only a 2-star. So I thought it might not be that bad, but let's see. You're an experienced guy when it comes to train sim. You might have to remind me as well, Farah, which one it was. I know it's something to do with folder in the title. You did tell me. Let me just have a look what you said. Fast track to folder. Fast track to folder, it's called. So we'll see if we can run that, and we'll see if we can get through it. And you might then, if we can, you might be able to spot where it was you were struggling. I think that's in the ICE3, isn't it? That one. So that's fine because I haven't run the ICE3 yet on this route. Yeah, Dave's cheating because he used to be a real-life train driver, so he's ahead of all of us. Not on the German ones, but still. Right, so we're picking up speed nicely. .78 kilometers, due at 11:34. The other thing about this route is, as well, that it's good as it is, but imagine when all the layers come in from all the other routes. What about the 182? Does the 182 run on this route? Because the 182 is an excellent loco as well, isn't it? And of course we got the 155, and there's the 101, which is a lot of people's favourite. So, you know, you're not just using the ones that come with the actual route itself. Anything you've invested in previously, you'll probably get to use on this. So I'm quite looking forward to that. It's still raining. I thought it was going to get brighter. It looked brighter. Got some blue skies ahead. Yeah, Dave, you were saying that your old training centre was perhaps at Dartford on Southeastern High Speed. Did you actually locate it in the game? Was it there, or have they not? Is it not in the? I know you were going to look for it. Yeah, more detail, isn't there, Mr. Water? Better depth of colour. Hey Paul, how you doing? Nice to see you, thanks for coming in. Hope you're well. I like the fact that the motion blur is sorted out as well. So was the emergency stop part of the scenario, Farrah, or you mean something tripped you up and then you couldn't get it going? Sometimes, I know with some of the old routes, some of the scenarios it didn't like, if you switched everything on, it didn't quite like it, and they weren't sort of, they seemed to be, how can I put it, the scenarios weren't programmed to cope with anything other than running the scenario, if you know what I mean. So if you had the safety systems, it's like adding an extra, 30 items to the list of stuff to tick off the list while it's running through the scenario internally. And sometimes it used to get confused, because sometimes buttons and switches don't work in a scenario, whereas in a timetable everything kind of works. I think that's largely been fixed though, so I don't know if it was something like that tripped you up. Something standard that you didn't do. We'll have a look anyway, we'll see if we can iron it out. Dave says it was a big white building just off the platform. There's a new building there coloured purple. I saw that. They're like a metallic purple sort of building. So that's where it was it? The training centre? Yeah, you don't have to switch the motion blur off. Not on these routes anyway. You might. I don't know whether you still have to on the TSW2 routes that have come in. I've not tried yet, but you might have to. Oh, you've been playing the training centre, Paul, have you, in TSW3? Excellent. I've not jumped in there yet, but I do like the look of it. I quite like the idea of it, to be honest. I think that's a really good thing. If you don't want the pressure of going into the actual route itself, it's a nice area that you can become familiar with, and you can drive any of your locals across a route that you become familiar with. So I think it's a really good idea, not just for beginners but for everybody. I can see lightning in the tunnel. Did you see that? There was lightning in the tunnel. That was weird. There it goes. Hey Kobe, how are you? Oh, there's the lightning. Yeah, we've got lightning now. This actually has been quite a good run for the weather, hasn't it? Setting it to light clouds at the beginning, thinking, you know, the worst we will get was some heavy cloud, and it's been a bit of a mix. Cajon Pass, the measurements are in feet. Yeah, I don't think I like that either. I think I'll probably change it. Do the US use feet rather than yards? I've got it overall in the settings. I've got it set to automatic, so it should pick up whatever the local choice is. But I'm with you. I'd have to relearn it again if it was in feet. I think I understand yards a little bit better. Oh, it is, and miles, of course. Yeah, I remember right at the beginning with some of the German routes. It took me a while actually to get used to the difference between miles and kilometres. The fact that kilometres come up on you, you know, way faster obviously than miles do, and when you're counting down, if you're not careful, the objective can be upon you within no time. So that was a bit tricky at the beginning. I haven't been used to miles for pretty much all my life. Funny how you pick it up though after, you know, a short space of time. It's just getting your head round it, isn't it? 45 kilometres to go. So don't forget, tomorrow, if you guys are free, we'll do Southeastern High Speed, I think, and then Thursday we will do Cajon Pass. So I'm looking forward to that. And a slight change of subject, but don't forget we've got Train Life coming up as well. 22nd of September. So there we are, another train game coming to console that we can play, which is in no way a competitor to this. This is completely different. This is a completely different experience to that. So you know, we'll play both. I don't compare the two at all, apart from the fact they've both got trains in them. But I think it's kind of like I think Train Life is more like an on the road of trains. Similar thing, pick up a job, go and do the job, get paid. Whereas this is obviously more of a simulator. So something else to look forward to. Puzzle Peanut says Southeastern High Speed in the evening. Yeah. I'm gonna do both streams, Wednesday and Thursday. I'm gonna do them both Similar sort of kick-off time to tonight, I think. I am going to make a couple of videos though as well during the day, which I'll just put on the channel as I normally do. But the live ones are going to be at night, yeah. Plenty of tunnels, Corby, on this one, yeah. Yeah, Dave. That about cutting in the brakes on Cajon Pass. Matt was saying, wasn't he, that in real life, if you're taking over a service, then the brakes and everything will be already set up for you, ready to go. And the way that we were doing it in the game before that, where we had to cut the brakes in on the screen, etc., was actually wrong most of the time. I actually don't mind either way, to be honest. I think cutting in the brakes yourself gives you an extra few things to do. So it didn't bother me. The waiting didn't bother me, to be honest. To release the brakes, that didn't bother me. But I understand it both ways. So Corby's looking forward to Cajon. And it came to Game Pass today. Yeah, I forgot you guys that have got Game Pass can get TSW3, which is pretty good, isn't it? Mr. Watts is getting the Orient Express version of Train Life. Yeah, I don't think anybody's seen that Orient Express yet, but it's probably worth it, isn't it? I think it's only 34 quid for the whole thing. TOC has the situation with bringing TSW2 routes to TSW3 change because it's let me play Island Line on TSW3 and West Cornwall, a few others. You're on PS4, yeah. So on PlayStation, TOC, it's a staggered release. So let me just go back to my list again. So over 3 weeks, starting today, all the DLCs from TSW2 will come over. So today, if you own these, you can play Bakerloo, Sandpatch, Cornarken, Penn Corridor, Island Line, Ferranta Ramp, Oakville, Rhymere Austin, West Cornwall, Lucerne and Long Island. All those are available today. Next week's is a massive list. This is a massive list next week. Have a look on the forums. There's a list there of everything coming out over the 3 weeks, but no, it's fine, TOC. I had the list ready. That's why I actually saved it, because even I couldn't get my head around it to begin with. And that's just for PlayStation. I think if you're on Xbox or PC, you can get all the DLCs today. It's just PlayStation that's staggered. Yeah, Construction Sim, yeah, that's another one. Right, 20 kilometres. I'm looking forward to running the freight on this. I know the freight is all at night as well. I did consider doing a freight run tonight, but then I thought if it's going to be completely pitch black, then it might not make good viewing. But of course, over the coming weeks and months, we'll do a variety of those. And like I said earlier, I'm looking forward to next week when the 187 gets released with all its fixes, and I can play that. Because the safety systems weren't working correctly, the AFB wasn't properly working. before, but it's all been fixed now, so... If you don't own the 187 and you like the freight stuff, take a look at that, which is a good one. It's really dark now, is it, at night? That tunnel looks weird in front, doesn't it? Look at the mouth of the tunnel. Came up as a black dot quite a way away. Yeah, it is, Dave. And to be honest, I'm going to need to do. Excuse me. I'm going to need to do the tutorial again. I think for the 187, because I know that setting up the screen to put the lights on, etc., is a bit different to normal, and I can't remember for the life of me, so I'll need to go through the tutorial again. So I don't know whether that's going to be one of those that appears in the training centre. That'll be interesting. The 187's now got trophies, so that's good. Yeah, they've shifted a few around, haven't they? They've lessened the amount of trophies on some things, so that things like West Cornwall now has a couple of trophies. So it's kind of been evened out, hasn't it, a little bit? Hey Myrtle, how you doing? Good to see you. Right, the speed is coming right down. It's taking us down to a 0, actually. There's the ice 3. You know, I've always called these trains ICE because I thought that was the correct way to do it. But then Lucas from DTG and a couple of the other German speakers that I've seen have been calling them ice. So I thought, okay, why not? I'll call it ice. That's easier to say. So it doesn't matter either way, does it? But yeah, I thought ICE was the correct way, but perhaps not. Krezza's playing Police Sim. Is that the one that comes out on the? Is that the one that comes out on the 10th of November, Krezza? Well, it comes out on console on the 10th of November, and I think comes out of early release for PC on the 10th. Looks quite interesting, that one. Might take a look at that. Okay, speed's coming down as we're coming into Kassel. So we've had rain pretty much the majority of the way, but the skies went blue, still raining. Now they've gone very dark again. What a fantastic addition that is, dynamic weather. Krezza says, unlike some police sims on console, yeah, we know about that. You're talking about Donut Simulator, aren't you? Which I do keep trying, but I just can't bring it to you again. I can't put you through that. Not until it has some substantial fixes. So I'm glad Train Sim World 3 has been released. There's plenty to do in Train Sim World. Here we come into Kassel. Good 5 minutes early. I've seen other streamers getting in 5 minutes early. That must be the norm. Of course, if you're under LZB, you're pretty much governed by what the train is doing. So there's a little bit less sort of human input into how early or late you're going to be. Obviously the weather will have something to do with it. And this is Kassel. What an excellent run that is. Really is. I've really enjoyed that. Next time though, I won't need to look for the windscreen wipers at 240 kilometers per hour. Now that I know where they are. I should have done the tutorial first, and I didn't. So there we are, let me get the throttle off. Doors open. Let's put some brake on, because this is as far as we go. Let's have a look at the PIS as well. Delay approximately 1 minute. How can it be 1 minute delayed? Unless we were due in at 11:30, were we? Not sure. But anyway, 1 hour and 6. Distance driven 182, nearly 183 kilometers, which was great. So that was a full service and a gold medal, which I must admit doesn't really bother me about the medals unless there's a trophy involved. Let's have a look for Farah's scenario. So we're going to go back onto Kassel Wurzburg. Scenarios. Fast track to Fulda, 35 minutes. An afternoon run down to Fulda changes for the worst when bad weather causes a fault on the train. Okay. Let's do that one. We'll put all the safety systems on so we can just replicate what you did, Farah. Good afternoon. An ICE 3 service bound for Fulda will be arriving shortly. You've been tasked with taking over this service and completing the run down to Fulda. Fair enough. Wait for the train. Okay, I'm assuming it's this platform. I'm not going to try and translate that. I don't know the first word. Schnell is quick, isn't it? Efficient. Flug ticket? Is that air ticket? Affordable? Is that? I don't know. Travel with Intercity Express. Nice. Comfortable. Right, got you. Comfortable, quick, efficient. Yeah, makes sense, doesn't it? That guy put his brolly up, then quickly put it back down again when he realised he was under the canopy. Okay, here's the train. Let's jump in. So first of all, let's just check we've got everything switched on. Normal, normal. Ah, so they're already switched on by default then, which is interesting. I just got the trophy for 300 kilometers in the ICE3, so they are popping from the previous game.
Steuerung. Steuerung. Zugbeeinflussung. DB gesperrt. DB gesperrt.
Right, we want the lights on. Let me just find out what we're doing first. Just refamiliarize myself. Right, so let me switch on AFB first before we do anything.
AFB. AFB. AFB.
Wait a minute, is PZB and LZB actually on? Let me just check this. Normal. Normal. Okay. Oh, there's PZB. I just saw the B. I didn't see the speed come up, which confused me a little bit. Tommy, how are you? Nice to see you. Oh wow, we got the rain quickly started. Now, from what you said, Farrah, I think we might need the wiper speed up a little bit. Safe to release, so we can release it. You hold on control, hold square, D-pad right if you're on PlayStation. So that means we can go more than 45 now, because it's not restricted. So we go up to the line speed. I'm good, Tommy, thanks. Yeah, good to see you. Once again, thanks everybody for the likes, I appreciate it. Has the field of view changed, by the way? Has anybody noticed? I can't help but get the feeling that I'm kind of sat on top of the desk. But I mean, that could be the fact that I'm playing it on this monitor and not on the TV like I normally do. So I've got a slightly different perspective than I normally would. Right, let me get the power in so we can accelerate a little bit quicker. Got a 180 coming up. So we're under PZB at the moment rather than LZB. So 160 is actually the highest that we can go. So I might as well set it to 160. You played it for about 3 hours before, Mel. That's good. That's this particular route or a mixture of routes. Have you got a favourite out of these 3 new routes? Kent one, yeah, Southeastern High Speed, yeah. I think it's fairly popular, that one, isn't it? It always was. It was when it released on TSW2. It was always very, very popular. Tommy, you like the Ice one? Yeah, the Ice one's good. We just jumped out of that one. We just ran that the full length. That's LZB just kicked in. So let's put the AFB up to the top, and we can now let LZB take control of the speed for us. So don't forget, when you're on PZB, the maximum speed you can go is 160. LZB will just take control for you. You can go above then, because you're not having to pay attention to the signals like you are with PZB. It's your neck of the woods as well, is it? Yeah, I remember Game Tech as well. I remember Game Tech's video. He went to a few of the stations, didn't he, when it released for TSW2, which was quite good. And he showed the actual stations and compared it to what was in TSW2. That was quite a nice video. I think Mr. Waters from down there as well. If Mr. Waters still in the chat. "75 miles to Fulda, but I'm assuming something's going to happen before then. So we'll see. This is a scenario. Right, so there's something coming up, because we're going to be slowed down to a 0. It's actually just changed. It's actually gone. So I don't know if there's something in front of us. Could be something in front of us, because it's now saying 250. So there may be something a couple of blocks ahead. Let's see. 200 coming up. So I believe this cable going down the middle of the track is the LZB cable. And just as I say that, LZB has developed a problem, transmit the data, use the indicated control to acknowledge the warning, reset the system. Alright. You've now dropped out of LZB, continue to use the service, watch the signals. Okay, so no LZB. So I don't quite know what that means. Is that putting us back to PZB? Let's see what happens. Or is it? Oh, it's taking us down to 85, perhaps. Let's see what it does. Forgive any stupid questions when it beeps. Are you pressing something? No. The beep that sounds like a buzzer is to tell you there's an upcoming. I believe it's to tell you there's an upcoming speed change of some sort. Let's take the power off a minute. That buzzer. Right, I need to be down at 40. I don't really know what's going on, to be honest. But if it stops, then that's fine, because we'll reset everything. Game Tech lives in Sittingbourne. You lived in Raynham and Gillingham. Got you. Right. Is it gonna... Let's put the power back up. No, it's not that. Brakes off. Right, it's slowing us down, isn't it? Let's put the AFB to 50. Let's accelerate. See if it does anything. Right. So I've just pressed PZB release. And let me just take the power off. PZB release has put us back to PZB, so you can see on the right hand side in the hood all the flashing has stopped. And it's put us back to the B85, which is PZB. Now what I need to do is work out why we've got no power. And of course we're in a tunnel. So if I can find the cab lights somewhere. That was lucky. Right. Let's come to a complete stop. We'll do that first. Take that off. Let's put that all the way to the top. Reset it to where we want it. Let's go with 50. Right, there we go. So let me try and summarise what I think I did. Once I got all the flashing lights on the bottom right hand corner to say LZB was playing up, I did a PZB release, which was on PlayStation, hold square, D-pad right. I came to a stop, turned the AFB, took the throttle off, dropped the AFB down to 0, then all the way to the top, and then pulled it back to where I wanted it to be, which kind of resets it, and then applied the power, and we're away again. You might have to watch it. Yeah, you might have to watch it back, Puzzle Peanut. And you know, I didn't actually. I'm going to admit to you, I didn't actually do that with any kind of knowledge. I just kind of did what I thought based on what's happened before. So we're back under PZB now. So 160 is our limit, speed-wise. Actually, you know, if you're a beginner to LZB and PZB, then if this is a 2-star scenario, that is quite complicated, I would have thought, for a 2-star scenario. Just make a mental note of where we are in the stream, and then if you need to play it back, you can see what I did, in case you get stuck on this one. Why the alarm? You made the alarm when there was a fault with the LZB. So that's good. That I've not come across that before. Yeah, so some electrical fault or similar with the LZB looked like, so it kind of switched itself off. So what should happen is, once LZB comes off, it looked like it slowed us down to where we could use PZB again. And I was probably meant to reset that PZB whilst we were still rolling. But I was trying to work out what was happening, so it was easier for me to stop and then just reset everything. So once you hear the alarm, release the PZB, which is, I'll do it now, square and D-pad right. You can see it doing it there, it says release. Or on the desk it's this one, PZB release. That would cancel the alarm out. Then when it came to a stop, throttle off all the way to the bottom, AFB all the way to the bottom, then AFB all the way to the top, then AFB back again to where you actually want it, then apply the throttle. Clear as mud. But that's how you do it. And I bet we haven't got to the bit that Farah got stuck on yet. But yeah, you might have to replay it again. So we are sticking at the 160 because that's our limit. And I'm assuming if the LZB is broken, it isn't going to come back on again for the rest of the trip, but we'll see. Tommy says, what do I think of the dynamic weather? You like it? It's really good. It's already made such a difference. I'd really like to sort of I'd really like to see it on the other routes as well, if possible. I know they've said they've no plans to do that, but I guess it depends how much of a major change it is to bring those in, because I know the preservation crew do some things, don't they? But I don't think they work on major pieces. If it's quite major, then it might not happen. You didn't know anything about the square button D-pad. Oh, so look at that. LZB has just come on again. So you see the U has come up on the bottom right. So it's fixed itself. So now we're out of PZB and we can speed up again. So let me make sure the throttle's on max. So the D-pad, the square and the D-pad right, that's just me using the immersion controls. As I said, if you didn't know about that, you would just press that instead. D-pad right and square is basically that button there, PZ. But I'm just doing it with the controller because I've learnt to do it. It's a bit easier. Do I think it's a bug or intended? No, it's intended. I think it's intended. I think that will probably happen in real life. Yeah. Dave said that's what you did. Come to a stop, reset PZB. Yeah. So I'd recommend just going back, just have a quick look at that section again, and just to see again how we did it. I think if you watch it a couple of times, it'll make sense. And then give it a try. I don't think it does, Farah, no. I think it's just the ones included for TSW3. The skies are updated on the old ones. I think the volumetric clouds, but I don't think the dynamic weather is in all of them. I'll make a point to double check it though, and I'll let you know, but I don't think so. But you will see a difference. I don't think the weather won't change en route though, like it does with this. Yep, no problem, Peanut. If you need a better explanation, ping me on Twitter or whatever. Conscious of the fact I was also trying to work it out whilst I was doing it, so it probably wasn't the best explanation, but maybe if you watch what I was doing again, it'll be easier. Is that where you got stuck then, Farah, or did you get stuck further on? I'm assuming that's where you got stuck. Cadman, how you doing? Not eating donuts on the Autobahn. No, certainly not. I think we've had three or four patches out for Autobahn in the last sort of 5 or 6 weeks. Oh, just a second. LZB has again developed a fault. Unsafe to continue operating the train with it still in use. Bring the train to the nearest siding and manually disable the system. Okay, so it's going to slow us down. Now the thing I don't understand here is whether I'm meant to do something or just let it. Well, it's doing an emergency stop, isn't it? So yeah, I'm quite done with it, Cadman, I think. No, not the dynamic weather, no, it's the volumetric clouds and the skies, just not the weather that changes along the route. And so let me bring this to a stop. So I think actually we're going to do the same procedure as we did. So turn the throttle off. So that was the PZB release. Turn the AFB off. Right, it's buzzing away. So let's put that up there, bring it back, put it to where we want it. I don't understand why it's still buzzing. Because we're moving again, we've reset the PZB again and we're moving. Dynamic weather is on all routes. Oh, I'm wrong then. But how do I get rid of that annoying buzz? Maybe that only clears when we switch off the LZB. So let's see. Right, no, I didn't know that about the dynamic weather. I thought it was just the volumetric clouds, etc. Right, let's get into Kirkheim as quick as possible, then I can turn this off. AFB can only be 160. Do what you did, quit. So this is the buzzing you were talking about, was it? I'm assuming this buzzing is the actual fault. See, what is this screen that's come up? Don't really understand what that screen is, unless that is the fault. That's displaying the fault in some way, in a technical manner. When we turn the actual LZB off itself, down on the panel, once we come to a complete stop, maybe the buzzing will disappear. I'm assuming it does this so that if you've got LZB enabled, it's basically saying to you, beware, it isn't working, don't go above 160 because it's not safe. And so the alarm does what it does until you sort it out. And we actually need to be down to 100 here. Right, I've timed this badly. Let's get the anchors on. It is distracting, that buzzing. Come on. You picked a good one here, Farah. Right, so now the train's come to a stop, we can disable the LZB, head over to the indicator cabinet, isolate the system. Right, let me show the throttles off. So I'm hoping the buzzing stops. Right, it hasn't, has it? Now, I don't know if that's a bug. Let's reset this. Yeah, it's not resetting, is it? So this got 36 kilometers to go. Oh god, this is not good when you got the headphones on. So, has anybody in the chat completed this then? And has got rid of the buzzing? Because we're doing everything right, but the buzzing's still there. Kraz has come back to this. Oh dear, this is going to be the longest 35 kilometers ever, isn't it? The thing is, right, is there a... Of course, now on PZB I've got to keep my eye on the signals as well, but is there like a... Right, so it's not that, it's not that, it's not that. That's the pantograph. I wonder if there's like a cancel all alarms button or something as simple as that. Coupling control. Warning signal. What's that one? Oh, you can't press it. Alright. Reset the PZB. You mean that? Or that? All three of those don't do anything, Dave. Right, let me get to the 160, then we can get there as quickly as possible. My language isn't as blue as yours. Anybody that just joins the stream, we haven't gone mad. Oh, turn everything off. Well, shall we try it? Let's try it. Okay, we're not. I mean, we're not in the sidings, but let's just try it. Because it didn't say that in the instructions, did it? It didn't say turn everything off. It just said disable the LZB. So the alarm's going off for the LZB, which is now disabled. Well, let's do it anyway. And then I will check with the ambassador team to see what that's all about. There's probably something that we're meant to press or something missing from the instructions or something. But let's see. Let me get the brakes on properly.
Stuur on.
Right, so let's do it in reverse. Let's get these off. And then we'll turn the actual... Right, they're all isolated. Let's turn off the...
RFB. RFB.
Right, RFB is... AFB is off. Right, that's off. Right, there's no power. Right, I'm at a loss.
Stuur on. Stuur on. Zoek de eindblikking. Die piek is uit. Die piek is uit.
So everything's been off. So I think there's something up with it, to be honest. So let us
RFB. RFB. RFB.
let's reset this. Take the brakes off. Right, so you saw me I did a complete reset of everything, so that didn't fix it.
Zoek de eindblikking.
So let's release that. Let's just do the 30. Then I can complete this scenario and never ever come back to it. It's a good one to pick though, Fire, actually, because I don't think that is right. The instructions make sense. I understand what's happening. I think the problem is that that alarm, it's just that alarm shouldn't be. Yeah, it's a bug 100%. The alarm should have stopped. And the alarm should have stopped when we turned off LZB, so I don't quite know what this is showing us. Yeah, I don't know. So I'll report it. And we'll try and get this 30 kilometers done. But yeah, doesn't sound right, does it? If we finish at the end of this one, you're all going to be hearing this buzzing in your ears for at least the next hour afterwards. Hey Paul, thanks for the follow on Twitter. Appreciate it. My word. Straight down the headphones. No, it's not working, Dave. Tried all three there. The C for button, the release, and the override, and it's not playing. Now, somewhere there could be, it could be as easy as a button that resets alarms. Now you see that one there, warn signal, but you can't press it. Parking brake, window control, that one you can't select. Yeah, nothing. There's another stop to come. Oh my word. Thanks for that, Farah. No, there isn't cabin. There's nothing. All there is this cabinet down here, and we had a look at this. This is just for the safety systems. Some of these are not pressable. There's only C for PZB, LZB in there that you can press. The rest are just dummy. Most of these, as we just looked, are blank as well. I think normally when you turn off the offending system, it should disappear. That. Yeah, Peanut's got it right. A hammer. We'll be there soon. It's becoming part of the background music now, so. You stitched me up here, Farah, haven't you? That's what you've done. When you got into the siding, you turned everything off and then put PZB back on. Yeah, which is what we did. We didn't do it in the siding, but potentially you should be able to reset it everywhere, shouldn't you? Really. But if you think about it, it didn't actually tell you what to do, did it? It just said, park up, turn off LZB, restart. So you definitely are going to struggle with it as a new player anyway. I mean, it's working. It's just the alarm. But at least you know if you run this and the same thing happens, you're not actually going mad. You will go mad when you've heard this buzzing for the next 20 minutes, but then at least you know what you're doing in the actual scenario itself is correct. Because it's quite happily trundling along now under PZB. You can even hear it outside. I thought I'd go outside, you won't be able to hear it. Yeah, have this as the intro. It's got to be a bug. It has to be a bug. Yeah, it has to be. The good thing is about having it recorded in the stream is that I can ask Dovetail to take a look, and then if it was something that I did wrong, I can let you guys know at least what you need to do, or we can run it again. But I think it's a bug, to be honest. $15 kilometers. So I'm sorry everyone that Farah has put you through this. Just calling Farah out again. I'm just kidding. He's doing Dave's edit and he's just watching. Oh dear me. Well, that was weird. There was some bushes or trees hanging down then, just inside that tunnel. But it's like I said though, if you in the old days, if you in a scenario, if you did something slightly out of the order that the scenario sort of checklist in the background expected you to do it in, sometimes it confused the rest of the scenario. And it could well be that actually all we've done with this is press some command out of sequence, which has confused it and has meant that the alarm is still going. So the actual scenario itself is running, it's letting us carry on, the PZB is working as it should, the AFB's controlling the train speed. It's just the alarm that's stuck, so it could even be something as easy as that. But we'll get to the bottom of it anyway, so... I think in real life, if the driver is getting this trouble and he's got a warning going on like this, he would probably pull over in the siding, wouldn't he, and call it a day. Put the map up. Have I gone past Bergsim? Where is Bergsim? It's showing that as the target though. It's showing Fulda as the target. So you're saying there's somewhere in between where we stopped and Fulda. The map in the pause screen. Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Where's the map? Right, how do I zoom in? Oh wow, I don't even know how to zoom in. Wait. Remind me how I zoom in. I don't think I ever use it in this screen. Right trigger. Oh yeah, of course, yeah. So that's where we are. There's Fulda. Langschwitz, I think that is. That's where we stopped. Kirk. I can't even pronounce it. Right. So there isn't a station marked with that on this route. I'm just trying to look down here, if it's further down here. There's Bergsin. Bergsin is after Fulda. We did that, Dave, though, as well. We dropped the pantograph and re-raised it. Didn't reset it. Right, we've only got 7.7. Unless it's going to ask us to carry on after Fulda. Wait, we can check that, can't we? No, Fulda. Fulda's it. Yeah, you see there, it says at Kirkheim, set the LZB to isolate. That's all it's asking us to do. And we did that. But I'm determined to finish it. Bergsim's aside, and oh, maybe we stop at Fulda, do we? And then it asks us to go to Bergsim. Don't know. Because like I said, if this was happening and this was real, you'd probably take this one straight out of service, wouldn't you? Because you wouldn't want to risk running with safety systems that weren't running correctly, would you? Not at these kind of speeds. And not to mention the fact that if you could only go at PZB speeds, you're going to be holding everybody up behind you that is using LZB. And on a route like this, you're going to cause some serious delays, aren't you? Which is obviously why they run all the freight stuff at night. Right, 2.6. Bring the AFB down. Right, so Right, so I'm gonna have to really brake for this. I've got to get down to 85 within 23 seconds. Or I'll get an emergency stop. Oh, I see that. I just missed it. I wasn't fast enough. So it's going to bring us to a stop. And then we'll reset it. So once you get that 1000 hertz magnet, you have to get down to 85 within 23 seconds or you get braked. Right. Let's try again. For the other thing for you guys new to PZB, down now in the bottom right hand corner, the 70 and the 85 that are flashing, that's asking you not to go above 45 kilometers per hour. It actually says there in the new PZB tips there in the top corner. Speed limit's 45, so I always set it to 40, then I don't go over it. Those tips, actually, if you're learning PZB now, those tips that are coming up, keep your eye on those because they're going to be very, very handy. I think it'll be much more easier to learn it now. Right. So we got the 1000 hertz magnet again, but it's okay because we're under 85 this time, so that's fine. Actually tells you there again in the PZB tip, slow down to 85. But we're stopping here anyway. to all you guys that have stayed in the chat. Thanks for that. It can't be very pleasant with that blasting down your ears. Cadman's dog will have run for the hills by now, I think. Right, this is Fulda. The pain may end. Yeah, those PZB tips are a new thing. They're perfect, actually. Let me turn the AFB off. I'm just going to stop here, I think. If it lets me, that is. We'll move up a bit. It's not going to let me stop. Yeah, so that's good. So the 500 hertz now is telling you as you get nearer to the red, the speed that you need to be decreases. So you can see it's 34, 31. So it gradually slows you down. I think right before the red you need to be 15. Can't remember. But we're not going that far up to the red. We'll stop right here. Unlock the doors, let everyone out quick. Oh my word. It's better than listening to my neighbours blasting music. It stopped! And I got a gold medal. So the very fact you get a gold medal and you got to the end of the actual scenario itself kind of suggests that we did it right and it's just a bug. So let me just timestamp it. I'll go back and timestamp it, and I'll put it in the DTG Discord and get Matt and company to have a quick look at it, and I'll let you guys know if I get an answer. I'll do that tonight, and if I get an answer by tomorrow, obviously on tomorrow's stream, I'll let you know what the result was, because it's interesting. Because you guys are gonna want to run that at some point, and do it correctly, of course. So it's nice to know if you are doing it correctly. But anyway, that is Kassel Wurzburg, and despite your ears taking a bashing, I hope you enjoyed that. It was a good one. It's a nice route. It's a very nice route, especially with the weather. I've quite enjoyed it, so I'm looking forward to doing a bit of freight as well, and getting some of the layers in as the new locos, the old locos, come in to TSW3. That'll be interesting. So until tomorrow, I hope you can join me for a bit of Southeastern High Speed. Have a good evening, and I will catch you all later. Bye for now.